Hey everyone, it's Rod. I was hoping to do another episode of the Dishwashing Philosopher today, but I'm still helping my wife get moved in with the house, and time constraints being what they are, the light in my kitchen is not real great. So I'm in the home office slash studio instead. So I wanted to talk to you about something that came up today when I was having a chat with a friend. And the first one is about opposition. So for many of you, you've started the carnivore way of eating because you would like to lose some body fat. You'd like to lose some weight. Now, I know that's not for everybody. For a lot of people, they have some health issues they want to resolve. Some people are quite happy with what they weigh and they've got other things they would like to solve. But I know for some of you, this would not be the first time that you've attempted to lose weight. You may have been successful in the past with other diets and you've regained the weight back. There'll be some opposition to being successful this time around. Now, I'm not talking just about opposition from other people, although there may be opposition from other people about the way that you're deciding to eat, having an all-meat diet, which I've talked about in other videos. I'm just talking about the opposition that's in here, right? The voice in your head. Now, where that voice comes from, I won't speculate, but my perspective is that voice is actually there to look after you. So that voice is saying you probably shouldn't do this because it's trying to save you from some embarrassment. If you've told people, yeah, I'm on a diet, I'm going to lose some weight, and you don't succeed, that'll be considerable embarrassment for you. People just think you're just a loser all over again like you've been before. So that voice is trying to save you from that. That voice is trying to keep you comfortable because food might be a source of real salvation and real emotional comfort when you're going through a hard time, whether you're having some difficulties. If you've been through some difficult experiences, you've turned to food, you've turned to sweet things, you've turned to carbohydrates to help soothe those feelings, to release a bit of dopamine to help that happen. And that voice in your head, let's call it your ego, is saying that means you won't have access to that anymore, and that could be a bad thing. So let's not go down this road. So if you consider that particular voice is there to help you, then you can have a little bit of perspective. So rather than putting your foot on its face, like one of my friends has described, and that's how he likes to deal with it, I would say think of that voice as really as your friend. And it's trying to look out for you, but it doesn't mean that it's in charge. In fact, it's not in charge because you're in charge. And you've really got to be able to say, that's okay. I appreciate your advice. I know you're just looking out for me here, but this is what we're going to do because this is the future that I'm heading for. This is actually what I'm going for. And you know what? It's going to be okay. Everything's cool. I've got this. I've got this under control. And you can come along too. You're going to see how great it is. I like to look at it in those terms. And I'm looking at that in my own life. I'm like, okay, I have made some monumental screw-ups in my life along the way. And anytime, if I start something new, that voice does come up and goes, what's the point in starting something new? Because you've started something new before, but it hasn't worked out for you. And I've got to bring that different perspective in. I'll say, maybe they didn't work out, but I learned a whole bunch of things that are going to really catapult me into the next thing. And maybe I won't be as successful as I want to be this time around, but I tell you what, I'm getting closer and closer and closer. So that's what I have to say about that internal opposition. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is inertia. And I've run into this a bit because of helping people getting their YouTube channels going. Like a lot of people that are taken on the carnivore diet want to talk about their experience, want to talk about their life through YouTube. And that's terrific. So I'm finding myself helping more and more people getting going. But there's a considerable amount of inertia for some people because they feel like they don't know enough to get started. And I'm telling you, you don't need to know enough to get started. I've had people ask me, how do I monetize my channel? But they've only got 10 subscribers. I said, forget about monetizing your channel. What we need to do for starters is you've got to record a piece of content, you've got to record a video, and you've got to upload it. That's what you need to do to start with. Like, just stick with the things that are the basics to begin with. And over time, what will determine your success is how well you assimilate and how well you learn new things that allow you to improve. But don't let the fact that you don't know those things now stop you. Don't let those things prevent you from getting going. And that will just cause inertia that you'll never overcome. And a year from now, you'll be going, I was going to do that, but I didn't actually start it. It's really just more important that you start, even if you've got to do what you might consider to be substandard work, or it's not entirely what you would like to be doing. If I'm talking in the context of a YouTube channel, just get started, all right? If the lighting's not perfect, if your camera's not perfect, if all you've got is a phone, that's all you need, right? Just start there, start somewhere, and at least you're going in a forward direction and you'll be able to iterate and you will get more comfortable doing what you're doing. You will get better and you'll get to the point where you go, oh yeah, this is easy now. Now let's see what we can do to improve it. Okay. So that's what I have to say about inertia. And the next thing I want to talk about, and the final thing, is about how we think and our entrenched thinking and thought patterns. I had to check my notes then. So we've all got these thought patterns. You think of them as like really wide highways in our brain. They're the patterns of thinking that we repeat over and over again. And these neuronal pathways are just set in concrete. It's a really wide road, super smooth blacktop, and it's so easy for our thoughts to travel down them. Okay. Now we introduce some alternative thought pattern. Let's say our standard thought pattern was eating the standard American or the standard Australian diet. And now we've introduced something like carnivore or ketovore. And now we've got to get off that really nice smooth highway and we're starting to dig a track in the side of the road. And it's super rough and it's super hilly and it's gravelly and it's slippery and it's really hard going. And you can only go like a quarter of the speed of what you can on the highway. You're traveling on the highway. Now you want to get on this rough track and it's so easy. We could just drive on the highway. That's just so much easier. Why do we need to go on this track over here? So what are you going to have to do to make that track over there nice and smooth? You're just going to have to keep running down it. If you fall off and you end up back on the highway, get back over on the rough track, keep laying down the wheels on there, and eventually it'll become a super smooth track, a nice wide flat highway that'll be just as easy for you to travel down as what the old one was. So that's it for today. If you are just starting out with a carnivore diet and you're wanting to improve your health, then just start somewhere simple, all right? And then you will learn, just stick with it. You will learn as you go along. If you fall off the wagon, just get back on again. Don't really hate on yourself if you decided that you just can't resist that ice cream or that birthday cake or whatever. Just get back on again straight away and keep on going and keep running down that rough track until it becomes a really smooth road and you will get there. And if you are thinking about starting your own channel or you're wanting to improve what you're doing, there's a link in my description for a Fiverr gig where I'm helping people get going with their YouTube channels. So check that out. It's been really fun for me. I've had lots of great feedback from people that it's been really valuable, and I'll speak to you soon.